Frank and Beans and the Scary Campout. A story by Kathy Jo Wargin. Pictures by Anthony Lewis.
Frank tested the tent zipper. "I think it will be fine, Beans," he said. Frank had camped many times. He always camped with his mom, dad, and little sister Birdie. Tonight, just Frank and Beans would sleep in the yard. "Ready for the big camp out?" asked Frank's dad. "Night will be here soon." Dad gave Frank a flashlight. He gave Frank books and a bag of popcorn. Dad reached to pet Beans. Beans was not there. He was busy trying to get popcorn. It spilled all over the lawn. Soon it was dark. Frank and Beans went into the tent. Frank snuggled in his sleeping bag. He turned on the flashlight. He opened a book. It was a quiet night. Beans was cozy and sleepy. Frank looked at Beans. Beans moved closer to Frank. "Shh! Do you hear that?" Frank asked Beans. Frank worried about the sound. Was it a branch in the wind? Was it a frog, a bird? Then came more sounds. What was the creak sound? What was the who sound? Frank wanted to unzip the tent. He wanted to look outside. Frank was afraid, so was Beans. Then there was another sound. "Beans, I hear crunching," Frank whispered. Beans heard it too. Beans growled. The noise stopped. Beans stopped growling. The noise started. "This was a bad idea, Beans. I do not like camping alone," said Frank. Frank wanted to go inside. He began to unzip the tent. Beans jumped out. Frank was surprised. He zipped the tent shut and sat up. Beans was gone. Frank was very worried. What if the monster ate Beans? What if the monster ate him? Then Frank's dad came to the tent. He had Beans. "Beans came to the house," he said. "Is everything okay?" Frank began to cry. He told his dad about the crick, crick, crick. "That was a grasshopper. They sing at night," his dad said. Frank told about the hoo, hoo, hoo. "That was an owl. He was resting in a tree," said Dad. Then Frank told about the crunching. Just then Beans ran away. Frank and Dad followed. "Here's your crunching monster," said Frank's dad. There sat a fat raccoon. It was eating the spilled popcorn. Then Frank said, "I was scared. It was hard to be alone." "You were not alone, Frank," Dad said. "Yes, I was. Beans ran away," said Frank. "Frank, who watches over grasshoppers?" Frank's dad asked. Frank thought about this. He answered, "God." "And who watches over owls?" "God," said Frank. "And who watches over raccoons?" "God does that too," Frank smiled. "And who watches over you?" asked Frank's dad. "God does," he answered. "Right, you are never alone. God is always with you," said Dad. "Even in a tent by yourself." Frank listened to the night sounds. They sounded nice. Frank climbed into the tent. Beans and Frank's dad went in too. In the glow of the flashlight, all three ate handfuls of popcorn. Frank was happy. It was going to be a noisy night. Hi, if you like this video, please give this a like and hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified whenever I release a new video.